Alright guys, in today's video we're going to look at the statistics and recap the week from Big Brother Canada 10. Let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing that happened in the week was Kyle won HOH. And it was one of the worst HOHs I have ever seen. The next thing we find out is Kyle tells us about a new alliance that he was working on called The Retreat. And the retreat consists of Kyle, Steven, Herman, JC Lynn, and Stephanie. And it also comes up in the show that Kyle and Moose both know each other from university. At the start of the week, Kyle didn't know who to put up for nominations this week. He was debating between putting up Betty and Jess, I think, and maybe Kevin. But then HOH has to talk to everybody, it looks like, so he talks to Betty, Jess, whoever else. And then he talks to Moose. Moose suggests that he put up Stephanie. And Kyle likes the idea, so the next day, I'm pretty sure, he tells Stephanie that she's going on the block. And then Stephanie goes, "Well, who told you?" Kyle mistakenly says Moose, and Stephanie goes and brings Moose into the HOH room. Moose and Stephanie go back and forth, but Moose ends up calming down Stephanie. And then Kyle goes, "Oh my god, that was like an Oscar-winning performance. He could be lying to me about whatever and I wouldn't know. So I might have to put him on the block." Then, right before the nomination ceremony, Martin was granted safety because the Canadians voted for Marty to have safety for the week. That didn't really throw a wrench in Kyle's plans, but if it did, it would have made his HOH even that much more of a mess. Then, during the nomination ceremony, Kyle decided to nominate Stephanie, as he said he would, and Moose. His reasons for putting them both on the block was because Stephanie was drawing attention to the people he was working with, so he thought it would be best to put her on the block to have a chance to get her out. But then he puts Moose on the block because he's such a good liar, and he brought somebody from being mad at him to hugging him. So he basically was saying that because he lies so well, he's going to go very far in this game. In Kyle putting Stephanie and Moose on the block, he basically destroyed the Savage Seven and the Retreat, the two alliances that were protecting him and giving him numbers. By putting Stephanie and Moose on the block, it basically just turned the entire house against him. This brings us to the veto competition, where Stephanie, Moose, Steven, Josh, and Betty all participated in the Power of Veto competition. Defying all, well, not necessarily defying all odds, Moose ends up coming out on top, winning the Power of Veto. It was a very close match between Josh and Moose. So because Moose won the Power of Veto, he took himself off the block, which meant Kyle was going to have to put on a replacement nominee. Before the veto ceremony took place, Martin and Kyle were talking in the HOH room, and Martin suggested that, well, Kyle has a chance, he should put up Josh because he's such a big threat in the game. Kyle really likes the idea and considers it before making a replacement nominee. Martin's pitched work because Josh ended up being the replacement nominee for Moose. The last thing that was important before the eviction was an alliance was created called the Village Voice between Martin, Kyle, Herman, and Steven. But that alliance did not even last the week. So 3 alliances were destroyed within 1 week. Attaboy, Kyle. Which this brings us to eviction night, where Stephanie was really confident that Josh would be going home, but it was her that went home with a vote of 9-2. Alright, so that's the end of the recap. So now let's get into the statistics. So this statistical recap is going to include the most recent HOH from week 4, only because it had aired within week 3 because the HOH took place right after the eviction. So I'm going to include the statistics from that competition. For the HOH, Steven, woohoo, he won. Steven, Martin, Herman, and Kyle have all won an HOH, and they have all won one HOH. As for Veto, we have 3 Veto winners with Jess, JC Lynn, and Moose, and they have all won the Veto once. For comps played at the most, we have Betty, Steven, Helena, and Josh playing the most comps with 6 apiece. Next, we have Moose, JC Lynn, and Jessica. They have all played 5 comps each. Now we have Kevin, Summer, and Tanisha, who have all played 4 comps each. And playing the least amount of comps, we have Herman, Kyle, and Martin, all of the former HOHs. They have the least amount of comps at 3 apiece. We are now into the win percentages. Moose now has the highest win percentage at 40%. Next we have Kyle, Herman, and Martin, all at a 33% win percentage. At a 20% win percentage, we have Jessica and JC Lynn, and at a 17% win percentage, we have Steven and Josh. Everyone else still in the house has a 0% win percentage. As for times on the block, any house guest that has been on the block has only been on the block once. And last but not least, Stephanie was evicted on day 20 of Big Brother Canada 10. Well, that's it for this video. Remember, work hard, stay humble. We'll see you in the next one. See ya.